everybody. It's that time of year again when everybody's messing around with their arrows and their bows. We're going to show you today kind of how we do our setups here just at home and how easy it is to actually build your own arrows. A lot of people think it's very hard for some reason, but it's actually quite simple. A few things to get, and that's about it. Hunter picked up a dozen of these Easton Axis here, match grade 300s, and we're going to show you guys today how we would set these up, and this arrow build goes with any other arrows you guys would have either, whether it don't matter what size or anything, it's all pretty much the same principle and concept. So we're going to dive into it here and show you how we do it and hopefully learn something from it. All right guys, so we're going to dive into it here. First thing you want to do is obviously grab an arrow, and pretty much the only things you need to do this is your arrows, of course, inserts. These are the Easton half out hit inserts. I think they're 75 grain steel. Is that what it is? A torch makes it really nice. You can mess around with the lighter if you want, but you'll be there forever. So torch makes things really nice. And you can use any type of glue or adhesive that you want. I like the hot melt. I think it's made by Boning. Yeah, it says right there. This stuff works really well for me. And one thing I actually forgot to get, there's a water bottle here. Just grab a water bottle, and you can just use normal water. I like to use cold water with this hot melt. You get your inserts done, and when you're done with them, you stick them down in the water. It creates some type of reaction, and your arrows are ready to roll. Like, you can go pick it up and go shoot it right off that. So we're gonna get into it here, and that's all you need right there. All right, so with your torch, kind of like a rule of thumb is you want it obviously hot enough where it's going to melt this, which doesn't take much, but you don't want it hot enough to burn your fingers. So you have problems with burning the carbon and all that stuff too. So what I like to do, I'll throw this arrow under here, and a lot of people heat up their insert and then they put the hot melt on, but me, I heat up the hot melt and then I just wipe it onto the insert and get it in there and twist it, and that seemed to work for me, so that's usually what I do. And you don't want to put a ton on there, but at the same time, I hate when stuff comes out and falls off, so I usually put way too much on there. So once I get it to here, you can tell it's already kind of cooling, which is no problem. You just kind of run it over the heat again. And then push it down in, twist all the way down. And I like to set it, and then it's good to go. You just wipe off your excess with a towel. Then you're gonna have some left over a little bit. You just run it back over. And there you go. There's a completed insert.
I get to see it very focused. Yep.
All right.
Will that take 30 seconds?
Yeah, maybe. If towel isn't the best either. Yep, that's all there is to it.
And pretty much just repeat the steps.
Yep, you just kind of keep going on that, and then I'm not gonna sit here and do all 12 of them because that's pretty monotonous and boring. So we're gonna knock the rest of these out, doing the same process, and then we'll move into the fletching side of things, and then we'll show you how we do that. All right, so we just got the inserts put in here. He threw some wraps on. What we're gonna do now is just a really simple bear shaft. It's pretty simple. All you gotta do is get a target. Now, you don't want like any target that's really chewed up, so find a good side of the target. If you find a target that's chewed up, arrow goes in, it can move and give you false reads. So just find something where you're gonna shoot it, it's gonna stick, and it's gonna stay. And we're gonna go through how we're gonna do this. All right, yeah, it's pretty simple. We'll have him shoot where the way the knock is now, see how it's shooting, and then we'll be rotating the knock to see if that's changing anything. And I mean, we're hunters, we're not 3D professional archery guys. We're not looking for picture perfect, but something close is what we're looking for here. So what's that looking like to you? Is it kind of like this?
Yeah.
With the touch?
Yeah, it's definitely off to the right.
Okay. It's not bad though.
So you want me to keep my same position where I just shot at?
The other thing too, when you're doing the bear shaft tuning, is pay attention to, like I always do with the label. It's pretty simple. When you knock your arrow, whatever side you have up, remember that. So the next shot you take, you'll be doing it the other way if things are off, and it just makes things a lot simpler. So just kind of remember, rule of thumb, whichever side of the label's up on your first shot, so it helps things going on down the road. What's that one looking like? Looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, that's pretty dead on.
Do you remember which side you were shooting at the market?
Axis was up.
Axis was up. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so he shot that one there. He had the axis label up and it flew good. So what we're gonna do is come down here with the Sharpie or pen, whatever you want to use, and just make a little line right here. So now we know our spine alignment, exactly where it's at when you go to fletch. It makes things a lot easier too, so make sure you mark that going on down the road.
All right, round two. What you got up? You got axis up or?
I got the blazer vein up because the knock's different on this one.
We gotta pay attention. Well, yeah, okay. That's just make sure you know.
Yeah, I'll just go, if the axis is up, I'll use that. If it's not, because that's in the side, so I'll use my blazer symbols up.
Purpose of this, we just want them all flexing off the string in the same direction. More consistency and grouping.
It's pretty dang good.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We'll go through and we'll shoot a half dozen of them, just guys give you a basic on how to do it. And we'll finish off the rest of these arrows, and then we'll get in there.
So you said you had this up?
Yes.
All right. And just another rerun. Just make sure you know what you're shooting up when you're knocking your arrow. So he had the boning up. So obviously we're going to be here with it. Make that little mark so you know your true spine. Like I said, I mean, it's pretty basic stuff. It's not hard. Anybody could do it. Everybody thinks it's rocket science for some reason, like building your own arrows and stuff like that, but it's really not.
This one's axis up.
A little wonky.
All right, well, we're gonna fire the rest of these. We got 6 arrows left. We've only had one that we've kind of had to tinker with. We're gonna shoot these, get them dialed in, and then we'll meet you back in the house when we're ready to fletch them up and show you that whole process of it. All right, so Alex fletched up a couple of our arrows. And this is my first time doing it. He kind of showed me how to do it just by watching me. So I'm just gonna show you how easy it is. I've never done it before. It's literally, you have the arrow, one of these quick fletch, jigs, some adhesive, and a primer pin. There's the only things you need in your vanes. So what you want to do is first take your arrow, and where we made that black mark, that's going to line up with this offset side here. You're just going to put that down in there to where it won't spin, and you know it's locked in place. You're going to take your three fletchings and stick them all down in. Make sure they're ran all the way down. And take your primer pin, go down with it. On all three. And you take your adhesive, and you don't want too much, but you want to make sure that it's on there. You're just gonna do the same exact thing. Run it all the way down on every single one. And once you got the adhesive on there, I mean, it really depends on this jig, but this jig, you just literally push up on it, and on the bottom of it here, there's a little lock system. You take it up, kind of look at it there. It's pretty good. Then you take this locking piece that locks it into place. Get that on there tight. And there you go.
That's it.
There's gonna be a fletched arrow. Give it about 20 seconds or so, 30 a minute, whatever you really want to do. And you take it off, and we'll let it sit here for a couple seconds. Take it off, show you guys how it looks. All right, so it's been about a minute, and the same layer of this. You're gonna take this, twist it over, pull that tightening cap off, pull your jig back open, just check and see if there's any excess glue, which doesn't, and there's your fletched arrow. We're going max helical on these, so we're guessing it's probably around a 5-degree helical, which is a really big offset in it. So, but yeah, that's how basic and easy it is to do everything. I mean, that's kind of what they all look like right there, all in sync. For how much was this? You can probably get everything to do this with 100 fletchings for $15, and you can fletch arrows for the next 3 years for $70. So, but
it's nice to have at home too, in case like you hit a fletching shooting targets, you don't get to go to bow shop. And
we're gonna finish these last three that we have, and we'll take you outside and take a couple quick shots with it to show you guys how it flies, everything like that. But that's the basics, how to completely build your arrow from everything up. As soon as you get it out of the box, to inserts, fletchings, bare shafting, everything. And we've done everything in about an hour and a half for a dozen of arrows. So, but we're gonna finish these up, and we'll take you outside and shoot a couple shots and show you how they fly.